We're back with Alden Chodash of AldenBoxing.com. This past weekend, Alden, on HBO, the Boxing After Dark card, all three favorites come out on top. First up, it was James Kirkland, needing just 66 seconds to defeat Ermisali Albert. From what you saw, you like Kirkland and what he can do in the future?
I like his punching power. I'm sure a lot of other fight fans would also. He's a spectacular starter. He has great hand speed and definitely a good punch. He knows how to time his punches, and the southpaw stance also makes him deadly against some opposition out there in the 154-pound division. But the overall package is still a question mark, really.
What is it that you find questionable about him?
I think the question really is just what is James Kirkland when he goes into deeper waters and faces adversity. He has faced some adversity in the fight preceding his blowout against Ermisali Albert, against Alan Conyers, who put him down in the first round. But really, Conyers lacked the skill to follow up and put him into real deep waters, which he has yet to face in his career so far. But he has been put down. He has been caught. Seldomly extends the distance. The fact that he's been put down shows that he has somewhat of a suspect chin and a suspect defense.
Okay, do you think he's ready to face Corey Spinks right now?
No, definitely not. That's the opposite of what he should be going up against, because Spinks wouldn't put him down, but Spinks would keep him guessing throughout and keep him missing, probably.
Okay.
It would be a very difficult and frustrating night, and definitely not what would be in mind for a young prospect like Kirkland.
Okay. Alfredo Angulo seemed like he was slowing down towards the 4th and 5th rounds, but he was able to take out Ricard Gutierrez. What do you think of Angulo?
Definitely he's not a very quick-handed fighter, but he's steady and he gets the job done. He's a very good puncher and knows how to time his punches well, but his lack of hand speed is going to cost him if he doesn't get to higher class opponents with his punching power eventually.
Did you think stamina was an issue, though? Or am I...
No, I think he was just pacing himself throughout the fight. Richard Gutierrez is a good all-around fighter. I thought he would beat Angulo because of his better boxing skills and being so technically sound. And it looked throughout the first round, it looked like he was going to pull it off, but his chin really couldn't withstand the kind of punches that Angulo was bombing off his head.
Okay, what about Yuriorkis Gamboa? He was stretched the distance against...
Darling Jimenez.
Darling Jimenez. First of all, what's up with Gamboa and not wanting to keep his hands up?
I heard a very good point by Lennox Lewis, is that he likes to tempt opponents to make them throw. Not only that, but he's so confident with his hand speed and his ability to probably take a punch, as well as his defensive ability, that he's really showing off to the crowd and to his opponent, taunting him to lead, and so he could create his own countering opportunities.
Right now, are you as impressed, more impressed, less impressed with Gamboa than you were before the Jimenez fight?
In a way, more impressed. He went 10 rounds with Jimenez, who proved to be a very good all-around fighter, good technically sound opponent, who can actually beat some decent fighters out there. But he went 10 rounds with him, and he dominated the fight. And he faced some adversity because he was put down. He was hit with some punches, and Jimenez came in to win.
They're saying that Gamboa is 2 fights away from Edwin Valero. If that comes off later this year, who do you think is going to win?
It's a hard fight to pick because Gamboa is yet to face a puncher like Valero, and he's been put down in his career before. He's been put down by Darling Jimenez and Alden de Jesus amid those were flash knockdowns, but Valero can really crack. But in terms of skill, Gamboa is much better than Valero. The majority of the junior lightweight division is a much better skilled fighter than Valero is, but Valero's punching power puts him at the level that he is right now.
So Gamboa you think, is 2 fights from being able to match up well with Valero?
I think he could beat Valero. It's a long shot that Valero's one punch or his sloppy arsenal is going to be able to catch up with Gamboa in the time limit he's given. Gamboa has so much boxing skills that he can neutralize what Valero brings, and he also has good punching power, and Valero's been put down early in his career. So I think most of the possibilities point towards a victory towards Gamboa, but it's questionable whether he could take those kind of punches.
Okay. Also this weekend in Mexico, Christian Majares, split decision win over Alexander Munoz. What do you think of a Maharis-Fernando Montiel matchup?
That's the perfect matchup. I love Christian Maharis for what he's doing in the super flyweight division. He's fought everybody, really. Alexander Munoz is recently ranked number 2 in the super flyweight division. It was a perfect fight for him. Maharis was 3. It was a perfect fight on paper. It was close, just as many expected, and he grinded out a win. He's a very good all-around fighter, great defensive fighter, and definitely not a spectacular puncher. But he frustrated Jorge Arce. He beat 2 top-class fighters, Munoz and Jose Navarro, in February. So he's beaten everybody, really, in the super flyweight division, despite having not faced Montiel yet. And that's the perfect match. It makes so much sense. And Maharis should definitely take it if he's already not looking into it.
Ready to take the fight action, but who do you think is going to come out on top, though?
I think Maharis would come out on top. He's the better all-around fighter. He's definitely not the puncher that Montiel is, but he's better all around. He's better defensive. He has better boxing skills. So I think one way or another he's going to come out probably a 12-round split decision once again, but I think he could pull it off. He's very capable of doing it.
Okay, and looking ahead to this week on ESPN Wednesday, Edner Cherry faces old-timer Stevie Johnston. Cherry should win?
Cherry should win, probably. Cherry is not young and fresh either. He's can be considered an old-timer if he was put in with undefeated or younger foe. But he's fighting Stevie Johnston, who's definitely shown a lot of age recently. He's been overpowered by Vivian Harris in his most recent notable affair. In a way, it's hard to see him not being overpowered by Edner Cherry, but he has retained his ring intelligence, and that could bring him to victory, but probably most sources would point towards victory for Cherry, who's just too big and too strong for Johnson at this point of his career. I'm leaning towards Cherry just because of his advantage in youth.
Okay, what about on Friday, ESPN's card? Aaron Williams headlines. He faces Jose Luis Herrera. Do you like Williams, and should he stay unbeaten?
Yeah, Williams is a good fighter. Aaron Williams, a heavyweight or cruiserweight.
Yeah, cruiserweight.
He has been shown on ESPN, and he definitely should remain undefeated.
Okay, Saturday from England, Ricky Hatton in his comeback fight after the Floyd Mayweather knockout. Ricky faces Juan Lescano. Can Juan Lescano take advantage of the Ricky Hatton first loss of his career?
No, definitely not. Juan Lescano is totally overmatched in this fight. He's coming back after a long layoff, which is not very good either. And Hatton has so much advantage in that fight. It's such a mismatch, and it may not be perfect for Hatton's career this point of his career after trying to rebound after a fight with Mayweather, because he's fighting such a lower class opponent coming off the string of opposition that he's been facing.
Yeah, but isn't it a good tune-up and a confidence booster, though?
It is, but there's really nothing to prove here. I think there's a lot of junior welterweights that Hatton could beat, if not all, in the division. So why not take a tougher opposition, a tougher opponent in his comeback fight?
You think it's going to go inside the 12 rounds?
It possibly can. That's the only credit I'll give to Lescano going into that fight, because he is a durable veteran, and he could take a punch, definitely. Hatton is not a big puncher. He may extend the fight 12 rounds. You never know how he's going to look coming off the first loss of his career, let alone a big knockout loss on a huge stage against Floyd Mayweather. It's questionable whether Lescano will last 12 with the kind of beast Hatton is in the ring at his best, but you never know if Hatton's going to be at his best.
Okay, thanks, Alden, for talking to us. Remember to check out aldenboxing.com for more information. See you next week. Bye-bye.